bedroom, it's 5.7 square feet, so the fireman can get in the window to get people out.
So you'll work with people.
Oh, yeah, I mean, anybody that was here to look through the cost problems wouldn't last very long. It's a matter of you come in and I'll find a solution on a problem. If you're looking for problems, you can find them. You won't stay in business very long.
Thank you. Have you spoke on Article 27?
I've been very quiet.
Then you're up.
Thank you very much. The building permit fee, so if you do $1 worth of repair, you have to pay a $50 permit. And what I've seen too in this town is some people pay building permits and then other people never get a building permit, and some people get turned in for not having a permit and other people don't. And I don't think that's right. And another thing that I don't think is right is that many of us are treated rudely because we speak our voice at the meeting, and I don't like that. So $1 change in my house, I have to go down and get a $50 permit fee. And what was it, 30? And I'll tell you what, we're going to start enforcing Calvin going around and turning people into doing work. Everybody who does work needs to be enforced.
Well, that's partially correct. The ordinance waives permits for things that are cosmetic in nature. So right now, if you want to put new siding in your house, you have to get a permit. Under the new ordinance, you won't have to do that. To put roof shingles in your house, you're not going to get a permit. Currently, that's the case. To put new windows in your house, as long as you're not increasing the opening, changing the opening, changing anything structural, you can just put new windows in.
So it's just not layman enough for all of us to understand it. If I read this, I'd say, oh, I'm doing $1 repair, I got to get a $50 permit.
Well, but what they're saying is if it's for something that a permit is required for, there has to be a schedule, and to tell you what the fee is going to be between $1 and if it's something that requires a permit, you're going to have to cross that threshold, you have to admit that requirement, which means you're structurally changing.
Where is that here? Where's that list in this sheet?
Oh, it's back here. It says that work has to be, work is primarily cosmetic in nature, require permits such as
Where are you at?
Section C. Building permits shall not be required for proposed building alterations that are primarily cosmetic in nature, such as painting or replacing roof shingles, siding, doors, windows, without enlarging existing openings and interior models. These commercial permits are the substantive nature permits, impact, professional inspection,
Yeah.
and analysis of the application. Well, if you're not changing the structure, you're not doing anything structural, it's going to be a structural component.
Thank you. Yes. Scott.
I just want to make sure on clarification here. Where it references NFPA code. NFPA code, we have building code to say it's got a standard, like Calvin mentioned, as far as window opening size, where you have to have any railing, things of that nature. It's not a building code such as the state, what is it, the ICC code? Or the VOCA. Or the VOCA. They're not a building code, they're a safety code standard.
Thank you. Yes. Okay, I have, yes, you're up.
Yeah. Have I broken the law now that I never got a certificate of occupancy for my building? For the use of my building? For the occupation of my building? Have I broken the law?
This is moving forward.
This is new then. This is a whole new section. It's not in the current building ordinance.
We have been issuing occupancy permits. We have a book of occupancy permits. We submit them to the Census Bureau. But as far as I can see, we have nothing in our ordinance that requires it. But every town I've ever seen does. If you have a building permit, there needs to be some final inspection before it's occupied to ensure that it is safe to have it.
Thank you.
Well,
That
this
answer
sounds
your
like
question?
No.
No. What is it?
Okay, so I got a couple. This is new then.
Yes.
Okay, so I haven't broken the law from occupying my building. That's happened in the past.
we were requiring them in the past, but I didn't see any grounds where we have the right to do that. We didn't have an ordinance that required it. So it's simply cleaning the house and cleaning up.
I guess I'm not following it. We had it in the past, but you said we couldn't issue certificates? I don't understand.
People were enforcing it, but legally we didn't have any grounds to do that. So this is just cleaning that up.
But this don't seem like an overreach to you?
Most towns have them.
Well, no, Matt, no, that don't answer my question. My question is, does this seem like an overreach to you?
I think it was answered. I'll allow the discussion, but not to be combative,
What
please.
debating?
Yeah, we're not doing that, though. You can ask questions.
What is this forum for?
What would you like? What would you
I'm
like to
debating.
know? You asked...
I asked him a direct question,
Yes.
he gave me an answer to something I didn't ask.
If something needs to be built to a certain code, and there is no occupancy permit that says, yes, we need, a lot of banks require it. They will not lend on a new house until I give them an occupancy permit. They have to go out there, if the banks want to see that close, they won't close it out. So they just want to know that somebody's been out there inspected the building, and that it does meet some...
So this is new, something the banks come up, this is new for the banks that come up
Banks
with
have
it.
been requiring this for years.
They didn't inquire of me.
Maybe your bank didn't, I don't know.
I really can't understand this. And I'll ask you one more time. You do not think this is an overreach?
I do not.
Okay.
Thank you. Have you spoken on article? Okay, so you got a gentleman behind you at the top. Next.
I have great faith in our municipal employees to determine what permit needs to be issued. If someone wants to replace a screen in their house and they cost them $5 and they think they need a permit, they will walk down to the town office and say, do I need a permit for this? And they'll say, no, you do not. And then they will not issue one, and you will not be paid a outrageous fee for a $5 repair. And on that note, I would like to move the question.
Seconded.
I have a motion. Sorry, I have a motion to move in second. Sorry for your patience. Sorry, you can't get a chance to speak unless I don't get two-thirds vote. Then you're up next. So I have a motion and a second to move the question. Do you want to end debate? If you vote yes, we end debate. All those in favor? All those opposed? That motion carries. Okay, so we're going right to Article 27. As written, all those in favor? All those opposed? I'm going to say that motion carries. I have a majority. Article 28, shall an ordinance entitled an ordinance adopting the current editions of NFPA Code 1, Fire Prevention Code, NFPA Standard 80, Standard for Fire Doors and Windows, and NFPA Code 101, Life Safety Code, as enacted under Article 27 at the May 24, 2012 annual town meeting, be repealed, and shall an ordinance entitled an ordinance adopting certain additions of NFPA Code 1, Fire Prevention Code, NFPA Standard 80, Standard for Fire Doors and Windows, and NFPA Code 101, Life Safety Code, or portions thereof, such additions or portions thereof being those which have been adopted by the state of Maine, be enacted with said codes and standard to be automatically amended to incorporate any revisions or updates that are adopted by the state of Maine. May I have a motion?
Move the article be accepted as. Second.
Thank you. And a second? Okay, so I have a motion for Article 28. Questions, comments?
Let's move it. Let's move it to a vote.
Want to move it to a vote? Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second, okay? I have a motion and a second to move the vote. May I have 2/3 to move and end debate? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. So all those in favor of Article 28, please raise your hand. All those opposed? Motion carries. Article 29, to see if the town will appropriate the amount received in snowmobile refunds from the state of Maine to be passed through the Puna Snowmobile Club. This article shall remain in effect until rescinded. May I have a motion?
So moved.
A motion and a second. Questions, comments? I'm not sure who was first, but I'll go with you. I always want ladies first. Up to you.
So long as she wants to move, doesn't want to move the question.
Do you want to move it?
Not yet.
Okay, go ahead, you're up. He's giving you the floor.
You know, this is in effect all along, or is this something that's
This has been the practice, this has been the practice all along, and up until about 2005 or so, it was included in the warrant articles, and then, it was omitted, but the practice continued due to
practice that the town voted on, or is it the selectmen just say that the town?
I can't hear you, Tom.
Was it the practice that the selectmen voted on without the town's input, or have we always just given the money to the snowmobile club, and do we give the agency club the money? Like, why are we giving the money to the snowmobile club of revenues, right?
Yes, it's
So
the fees.
I'm just trying to understand, that, like, we have ATV clubs, and we have other people who have clubs, and the funding is going to the snowmobile club for that.
In most cases, because I'm new to the community, so, but it was pointed out to us by a citizen that, that article was not appearing any longer in the town warrant. We did some research, and we put it back in, as it's had always been for the same. In most communities, the snowmobile clubs and the ATV clubs work on the very same trails. And the money is for the maintenance of the trails. It's not for the club to do by it.
How much is it, do you know?
About $1,100.
Okay, I'm just going to allow the president of the snowmobile club to speak, but you can't move it. You can't move the question. Would you like to respond to any of this?
I just wanted to say that it was voted in May 28th, town meeting, 09, to forget this each year, just continually to give it to the club. It was voted in a town meeting to not to raise a question every year.
And you use it on the trails, right, John?
Oh, sure.
Thank you.
That's the case, don't have to move.
Well, I think, listen first, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm all in favor for the snowmobile club getting the fees back. It's the snowmobiles themselves that pay the fee for registration. I think it's great they get it back. They should get it back. And maybe it'll stop them from asking for taxpayer dollars for their sport. The other thing is, the article shall remain in effect until rescinded. Who's going to rescind it?
It would be a town meeting vote.
Well, does that mean this is going to come about next year? Because one of these statements almost says that. What I'm saying is, when you guys bring these articles up that says shall remain in effect until rescinded, that article never comes back for a vote. Never. Is that your intention, for it never to come back for a vote?
Unless somebody breaks it. Unless somebody wants it introduced to repeal it.
And they'll have to petition to do that.
If just bringing it up doesn't do it, I think.
Well, that's the
towns
common
would be more
practice
popular.
in town, is we've had to petition to get an article on the warrant. I think, I'm all for the snowmobile getting their money, but I think this should be on a yearly basis, and we should stop writing this sentence, the article shall remain in effect until rescinded, because they never come back.
Okay, thank you for your comment. Other questions, comments? Yes.
Why should it come back?
I don't know actually.
Maybe the
It's somebody-
snowmobile, something happens on the trails that people are not happy with. It should be voted on every year, or at least every 2 years. You should not write that as the way that's written.
Okay, someone over there. Thank you. Yes.
I just want to say that in 2007, we voted not to bring it back again, and we brought it back again this year. So it does get brought back again.
Right, and it should. Don't you agree?
No, I don't
You
agree.
think it should go on?
Right,
I don't.
but it can come back like it did now. It can come back again.
Nothing. Well, not where she's explained the way it's got to come back.
It can. So thank you. I don't know who had the hand up first. Okay. You're gonna go with
I'd just like to move the article.
Okay, I have a motion to move the article. Do I have a second? Motion and a second to move the article. I need 2/3 vote. All those in favor of ending debate? All those opposed? Motion carries. Article